तिरावनचारी तिरावनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी माधव जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर श्रीमद हिज डिवाइन ग्रेस श्री भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की। इस्कॉन फाउंडर बीबीटी फाउंडर आचार्य सेवर ऑफ द होल वर्ल्ड श्रील प्रभुपाद की। जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर श्रीमद हिज डिवाइन ग्रेस भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर गोस्वामी महाराज श्रील प्रभुपाद की। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की। ब्रजभूमि वृंदावन धाम की जय। नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की जय। पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय। गंगा मैया यमुना मैया की जय। भक्ति देवी तुलसी महारानी की जय। सामवेद गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। पतित पावन हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। श्री श्री रुक्मिणी द्वारकाधीश की। श्री श्री रुक्मिणी द्वारकानाथ की। श्री श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महारानी की। श्री श्री गौर निताय की। श्रील प्रभुपाद की। श्रील प्रभुपाद ट्रांसडेंटल बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन की। निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे। All glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जायामुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवतीरुत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिके। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। Reading from Canto 3rd, Chapter 18, the battle between Lord Boar and the demon Hiranyaksha. The battle between Lord Boar and the demon Hiranyaksha, Chapter 18, Text 1. Maitreya uvacha Tadeva makarnya jalesha bhashitam महामनास्ताद्विगणय्य दुर्मदः हरेरविन्दात्वा गतिं नारदात् गतिं गनार रसातलं निर्विशेषे त्वरान्वितः मैत्रेय उवाच तदेवमाकर्ण्यजलेशमाभिषिक्तं महामनस्तद्विगणय्य दुर्मदः हरेर्विदित्वा गतिमङ्गनारदात् रसातलं निर्विविशे त्वरान्वितः मैत्रेय उवाच तदेवमाकर्ण्यजलेशभाषितं महामनास्तद्विगणय्य दुर्मदः हरेर्विदित्वा गतिमङ्गनारदात् रसातलं निर्विविशे त्वरान्वितः मैत्रेय उवाच तदेवमाकर्ण्यजलेशभाषितं महामनस्ताद्विगणय्य दुर्मदः हरेर्विदित्वा गतिमङ्गनारदात् मैत्रेय उवाच तदेवमाकर्ण्यजलेशभाषितं महामनस्ताद्विगणय्य दुर्मदः तदेवविदित्वा गतिमङ्गनारदात् रसातलं निर्विविशे त्वरान्वितः मैत्रेय उवाच तदेवमाकर्ण्यजलेशभाषितं स्त्वद्गतिनय्य दुर्मदः हरेर्विदित्वा गतिमङ्गनारदात् रसातलं निर्विविशे त्वरान्वितं मैत्रेय उवाच तदेवमाकर्ण्यजलेशभाषितं महामनस्ताद्विगणय्य दुर्मदः हरेर्विदित्वा गतिमङ्गनारदात् रसातलं निर्विविशे त्वरान्वितः वैष्णवीस् मैत्रेय उवाच तदेवमाकर्ण्यजलेशभाषितं महामनस्त्वाद्विगणय्य दुर्मदः हरेर्विदित्वा गतिमङ्गनारदात् रसातलं निर्विविशे त्वरान्वितं मैत्रेय उवाच तदेवमाकर्ण्यजलेशभाषितं महामनस्तद्विगणय्य दुर्मदः हरेर्विदित्वा गतिमङ्गनारदात् रसातलं निर्विविशे त्वरान्वितः Maitreya, the great sage Maitreya, Uvacha said that evam thus akaranyam, hearing Jala Isha, of the controller of water, Varuna. Bhashitam, words. Mahamanaha, proud. Tat, those words. Viganya, Viganyaya, having paid little heed to. Durmadaha, Vengelorious. Harehe, of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Viditva, having learned. Gatim, the whereabouts. Anga, oh dear Vidura. Narada, from Narada. Rasatalam, to the depths of the ocean. Nirvivishe, entered. Twaranvitaha, with great speed. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki char. Maitreya continued, the proud and falsely glorious Daitya paid little heed to the words of Varuna. O dear Vidura, he learned from Narada the whereabouts of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and hurriedly betook himself to the depths of the ocean. Purport. Materialistic warmongers are not even afraid to fight with their mightiest enemy, the personality of Godhead. The demon was very encouraged to learn from Varuna that there was one fighter who can actually combat him, and he was very enthusiastic to search out the Supreme Personality of Godhead just to give him a fight. Even though it was predicted by Varuna that fighting with Vishnu he would become prey for dogs, jackals, and vultures. Since demonic persons are less intelligent, they dare to fight with Vishnu, who is known as Ajita, or one who has never been conquered. Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupah Kadamayyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutapatakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Stam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savdutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nitinamine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesh Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Krupa Sindhubhya Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukham karoti vachalam pangum langayate girim yatkrupatamaham vande Shri Guru Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram. Hare Krishna. So I seek blessings of all devotees so that I can speak something for all of your pleasure, for glorifying Lord, and for my purification. So we are seeing that now how the arrogant Hiranyaksha, he went around searching for a match. He had a itch to fight, And then Varuna told him that you go and fight with Lord Varaha. So in today's words, Maitreya is continuing describing Vidura, how this falsely glorious Daitya paid little heed to the words of Varuna. Oh dear Vidura. He learned from Narada the whereabouts of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and hurriedly betook himself to the depths of the ocean. So today we will see 2 points. How arrogance leads to destruction, and how materialistic man, especially the atheistic scientist, they follow same path wherein they try to disobey the laws given by God and meet destruction. So the first point about Hiranyaksha's arrogance. So when someone gets some power and if it goes to their head, arrogance comes, Dambha. Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says in 16.4, the qualities of Asura. So, and what happens that when the arrogance, for an arrogant person, the intelligence doesn't work. And we see so many examples that these demons, they get the powers and then that leads them to their own destruction. And there are so many examples. So here we see that Hiranyaksha went to Narada. There is another couple of demons. They also went to Narada. Searching for a fight. Someone remembers? There was one Kala Yavana. She also goes. He said, "My hands are itching. I want to fight. Where should I go?" See, Narad Muni's personality is very amazing. He is like, Dhira Dhira Janapriya. He is loved by ruffians as well as, saints. All the demons, whenever they want some counseling, surprisingly they'll go to Narad Muni. So this Kalayavan also goes to Narada and he asks, "I want to fight. Where should I go?" And the beauty is that any interaction with a pure devotee is beneficial for the other person. So if it is positive, well and good. But if not, still it is beneficial. Same Narad Muni when he was going and this Nalakuver and Manigrivu, Kartik month is coming. Actually we should be thankful to Nalkuver or Manigrivu. Otherwise we would not have been seen Damodar Leela. And then what happened? They disrespected Narada, and in turn Narada blessed them by making them trees in Nanda Maharaja's courtyard so that they can see Krishna's wonderful pastime and get liberated. So same way, Narad Muni, when this Kalyavana wanted to fight, what he says to Kalyavana, is a beautiful description. This is from Bhagavatam 10th canto, chapter 51, text 1 to 6. I'll read shlokas and then we'll see Prabhupada's translation. It's very beautiful. Shri Shuka Vacha Tam Vilokya Vinashkrantam Ujjihaniva Vodupam Darshaniyatam Shyamam Pita Kausheya Vasasam. So he's describing Krishna, Srivatsavaksham Bhrajat Kaustu Bhamuktam Andharam Patru Dirgha Chaturbahum Navakanjarunekshanam Nitya Pramuditam Srimat Sukapolam Shuchismitam Mukharavindam Bibhranam Spuran Mankara Kundalam Vasudevo Hyayamini Puman Srivatsalanchanaha Chaturbhujon Aravindaksho vanamalya atisundaram lakshanair narada proktair nanyo vibhutimarhiti nirayudhaschalan padbhyam yotsenena nirayudhah iti nishtitya yamanah pradarvadam tam parangmukham anvadhavajidghustam dhurapam yoginam. So Shukadeva Goswami is describing that Kalyavana saw the Lord came out from Mathura like a rising moon. Now close your eyes, those who have closed, open your eyes, and imagine, the Lord was most beautiful to behold with his dark blue complexion and yellow silk garment, pitambara. Upon his chest, he bore the mark of Srivatsa, and the Kaustuba gem adorned his neck. His forearms were sturdy and long. He displayed his ever joyful lotus-like face with eyes pink like lotuses, beautifully effulgent cheeks, a pristine smile, and glittering shark-shaped earrings. The barbarian thought, that is Kalyavana, he thought, this person must indeed be Vasudeva, since he possesses the characteristics Narada mentioned. He is marked with Srivatsa, he has forearms, his eyes are like lotuses, he wears a garland of forest flowers, and he is extremely handsome. He cannot be anyone else. Since he goes on foot and unharmed, I'll fight with him without weapons. Resolving this, he ran after the Lord, who turned his back and ran away. Kalyavana hoped to catch Lord Krishna though great mystic yogis cannot attend him. So there is a saying, right, that fools fools rush in where angels fear to tread, right? So same way, this Kalyavana, he not only, he understood, Krishna is most powerful, and he also saw how Jarasandha was defeated, but still he wanted to go and fight with Krishna, thinking it may be different for me. I may be lucky. Hiranyaksha, same way. Varaha, he clearly told, if you go, you will become a pastime place for dogs and jackals. Basically, that means you will be killed. But still, he is looking, See, the arrogance, when it goes into head, person invites problem. Now, if you just imagine, Kalyavana would have just heard description of Krishna, sat at his place, he would have lived a long life. But he had to get burned. Hiranyaksha also, he had everything, nobody was fighting him. All the demigods, they were silent. He would have just ruled the earth for years and years. But no, arrogance. Another example, Keshav Kashmiri, See, this was a physical arrogance, in the sense, arrogance because of physical prowess. But it can come out of anything. Keshav Kashmiri, we see in Chaitanya Charitamrita, he was arrogant of his knowledge. He said, nobody can defeat me, I am Digvijayi. And okay, now there were some competitions he won. He should have just sat. There were like many people glorifying him. No, he went around searching, okay, fight, debate with me, debate with me, debate with me. And Lord Chaitanya very easily defeated him. We know that famous pastime where on the bank of Ganges, when Lord was sitting, he asked Keshav Kashmiri to recite few verses on Mother Ganges, and he recited 100 completely new verses like a torrential rain. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, yes, you are very nicely have, said, but your composition has 5 faults. And then he said exactly 56 verse, this, Bhavani Bhartura, and he detailed, he just smashed it. And Keshav Kashmiri could not take it because his arrogance was so much that he thought, how I could get defeated. But Lord Chaitanya is, Parama Karuna Pahu Dvijana, right? But he was so merciful, he did not made him humble of all, because if you know that if he breaks his arrogance in front of everyone, he will commit suicide. So he said, okay, go home, think, we'll talk tomorrow. And when he goes home and he prays to Mother Saraswati, Mother Saraswati said, whom you are dealing with, he is my Lord, what you are talking, And then he goes in the night and he surrenders to Lord Chaitanya and he says, okay, don't tell anyone, And he remains there and he becomes humble actually. So we see that arrogance always get destroyed. May it be physical, may it be because of physical prowess, may it be intellectual. Now some guys are arrogant even if they don't have anything, And that's because of their unadulterated false ego. I am great. This country is great. Why? Because I am born here. This team is great. Why? Because I like it. This brand is great because I wear it. I. And that, what happens because of that? Their ignorance keeps on increasing. And unless they are, there is some causeless mercy of devotee, there is no hope for those guys. There is a famous German philosopher. What was guys? Friedrich Nietzsche, God is dead, right? Was a famously wrote on the church. After some days, he died, and then the priest came and he said, that Nietzsche is dead, dash God, So many people, they challenge, especially the atheist scientists, they challenge the existence of God, they challenge the laws given by God. They say, okay, do whatever you want, there is nobody in control. But what happens? Eventually they are defeated by this insurmountable material energy. God even doesn't have to come. They are so tiny, puny. So this arrogance increases because of ignorance, which leads to destruction. So, but when one comes in touch with devotee, what happens is, Krishna Surya Sam Maya hai andhakar, jahan Krishna nahi taha Maya radhikar, like our BTG statement, right? That when one comes in touch with devotee, first thing they do is that they attack this ignorance. They tell, we are not this body, we are spirit, soul. And then very humbly they say that we don't have anything to be, arrogant about. And this it's like all of us, we have some likings and disliking. So same way Krishna, being a person, he also has some dislikings and likings. What he doesn't like? Arrogance. What he likes? Humility. If somebody is humble, Krishna really becomes very happy. Like again, there was another I think it was Ramchandra Kaviraj or who. That fellow again went on everyone to sign, getting sign. I am the greatest scholar. He went to Vrindavan, asked Rupa Goswami, would you like to sign? You would like to debate with me? Rupa Goswami said, why? He said, I want to prove I am the greatest scholar. He said, you don't have to debate. I accept. Where is? He said, can you sign? Yes, where to sign? And then he went on showing, hey, see, I defeated Rupa Goswami. And Jiva Goswami sees this. He said, come on, sit here, let's talk. And in no time, he literally butchered his arrogance, Now, was it that Jiva Goswami wanted to prove himself better? No, he wanted to protect the dignity of Rupa Goswami. Because he knew that Rupa Goswami is humble. He did not want to waste his time. But at the same time, he wanted to make sure that acharyas are not disrespected. So devotees generally, they are not interested in the debates or proving that they are great. But if something is coming on their Lord or the acharyas, they are as furious as a lion to protect. So here, like in this verse, as he's saying that Prabhupada very beautifully writes that the warmongers are not even afraid to fight with their mightiest enemy, the personality of Godhead. So there's another instance wherein there was another famous scholar. He used to organize big seminars. He used to say, I'll prove God is not there, and he used to call, speak, blah blah blah, everything. And then he said, okay, if Lord is here, I'll count till 10. He should come and kill me or defeat me. And he'll say 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. See, there is no God. Now if I say, okay, if Joe Biden exists, I'll count till 10, he should come here. Who cares? He's there sitting in White House. He's doing his business. So same way, if a normal president who is going to remain in office for a few years, he doesn't care for us, why Krishna should care? So whenever we come across such personalities whose we can see that because of their arrogance they are denying existence of God, or they are denying the existence or effectiveness of the process. Best way is that we can give them some prasad, and increase their sukruti, because unless one has sufficient pious credits, spiritual sukruti, they won't understand, even if however we try to explain. We can give them book prasadam and say Hare Krishna, we don't have to waste their time, and eventually surely the arrogance will get destroyed. It said, like higher you go, harder you fall. So more the arrogance one has, at the time of getting crushed, more it will be painful. So what we understand from this pastime, that is demonic personalities, though they are sufficiently warned about their destruction, still they don't pay heed because of this, one of the anarthas, arrogance. And Hiranyaksha is epitomizing it, like he's displaying it in full, wherein he's behind. And now if we see, like the further verses, the way he talks to Lord Varaha, very disrespectful again. So it is said that if the tree has a lot of fruits, it's naturally is very kind of a bend down, but if a tree which doesn't have fruit, it just goes up, So naturally this quality of humility, if one lacks that, then all the problem starts basically. So again and again, like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he wrote only 8 verses, but the most important verse, like one of the, like all are important, but the crest jewel we can say of that is Trunadapi Sunichena Taroriva Sahishnuna Amanina Manadena Kirtaniya Sadahari. That how can we chant the holy names of Lord constantly? By becoming humble like a blade of grass, by becoming more tolerant than tree, not expecting any respect and giving all the respect to others. In that state of mind, we can chant the holy names of Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, constantly. Today also happens to be currently, solar eclipse going on till 10:49 something. So when Lord Chaitanya also appeared, there was a lunar eclipse, and everybody, it's there is a tradition in India that at the time of eclipse is considered as inauspicious. So everyone at that time were chanting Hari Hari, Hari Hari, Hari Hari, Hari Hari. So not only devotees, even the non-devotees, Mohammedans, everybody was chanting Hari Hari. So Lord Chaitanya, when he appeared, just by his appearance, he made everyone chant Hari Hari. So that showed the purpose of his appearance. So, of course, devotees, they find excuses to chant Krishna's name. Kirtaniya Sadhari. Devotee want to chant every time. And on such occasions, they have more excuses. Oh, there is Grahan, let's chant. There is eclipse, let's chant. Because auspiciousness, inauspiciousness, it's all like, if we are in touch with Lord, His holy names and devotees, everything is auspicious. Srivas Thakur displayed that his son was dead when Lord Chaitanya was chanting and dancing. The ladies were crying, and what he went and he said, if you cry a little bit louder and if Lord Chaitanya get disturbed, I'll drown myself in Ganges. He said, Lord Chaitanya is dancing, no disturbance, that's the most auspicious thing. And he went out and danced in more ecstasy. Was he hard-hearted? No. He understood any situation, auspicious, inauspicious, everything is auspicious if there is a holy name going on and Lord is there. And of course, Lord was personally present when he was there. And then when Lord came to know after almost 8 hours, he asked Chaitanya, Srivas Thakur, why did not you tell me? He said, Lord, when you are there, everything is most auspicious. So, let's make best use of this, so-called inauspicious time by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So to summarize, we saw that how Hiranyaksha, he displayed his arrogance, and despite good advice, he did not pay heed to it and went on searching for fight for Lord. We also saw that how Narad Muni, many times the demon, they approached Narad Muni, but the interaction with the devotee is always beneficial. We saw the example of Kaliyavana, how Narad Muni so beautifully explained him the beauty of Lord Krishna, and Kaliyavana could identify Krishna because of which, and later got liberated. Same way we saw that this Hiranyaksha, he also went on, but Narad Muni directed him to the Lord Varaha, and then we'll see eventually he also gets liberated. We also saw that this arrogance can come because of material prowess, physical prowess, because of intellectual prowess, and it can even be there because of nothing, because of false ego also. And we saw that how this Keshav Kashmiri, he was arrogant, but Lord Chaitanya mercifully delivered him. So the only way to destroy this arrogance is to destroy the ignorance behind it by coming in touch with devotees and following the process given by them. And when we do that, then we can get rid of this anartha of ignorance. And the opposite of arrogance is humility, and Krishna really likes that. And when we try to be genuinely humble, that time we can sincerely take shelter and chant the holy names of Lord, as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said. And towards last we saw that how materialistic man, arrogant scientists, they try to defy God's existence, but in due course of time they themselves get crushed because of the material energy. So we have got this human form of life, we have got this process, so let's make the best use of it, and let's develop our attraction for chanting these holy names, so that so-called inauspicious things like eclipse and others, like I was just thinking that currently there is so much fight going on in Israel and Hamas, right? So we can see that as per Bhagavatam, there must be many demonic entities are taking birth, right? Because of which all this is happening. So what is antidote for that? What can we do? Is sincerely, seriously, and without ulterior motives take shelter of holy names by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So this would like to stop. Any questions or comments? Yes, Prabhu. Yeah, Arjita Prabhu, then Prabhu. Yeah.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Thank you for a very nice presentation on this verse. It's a technical point, and I've mentioned it in the past, but especially if we're speaking from the Vyasa-san, we have to make sure we say this clearly. Chapter 51 of the 10th canto is not Srila Prabhupada's translations. Those are translated by his disciples, and they've tried to make a more accurate word-by-word translation. If you compare it to chapter 51 of the Krishna book, which is Prabhupada's presentation of that chapter, there are minor differences between Prabhupada's presentation of those first 6 verses and what they have in the 51st chapter of the 10th canto. It's not to say that they're wrong, but when we're speaking, we should understand ourselves so that we can tell accurately to the audience. Yes. So the 51st chapter is not, what you find in the 10th chapter is not directly translated by Prabhupada. His disciples went through and did the word-for-word translation and made their presentation of the translation.
Yes, thank you.
Srila Prabhupada already presented that in the Krishna book because he did the whole 10th canto. But again, his presentation of those first 6 verses is a little different from what you see there in the 51st chapter of the 10th canto. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it's like the Brahma Vimohan Leela, I think 31st chapter, 13th chapter, yeah, that was the last chapter Srila Prabhupada translated here. Thank you for telling. Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, where is it mentioned that the eclipse is inauspicious?
In Chaitanya Charitamrita also, when this pastime is mentioned, there we can find, it says that generally the eclipse is considered as inauspicious, and so everyone, it was tradition that everyone chants the holy names of Lord Hari. And so that's mentioned is in Chaitanya Charitamrita.
Okay, thank you.
Appearance of Lord Chaitanya, that chapter, you can see. Yes, Prabhu, you wanted to say something? No? Okay. Yes, Mataji. Yes.
In the word-for-word translation, there was word Agna and translated O Vidura. Is it a different name for Vidura or?
Anga, yeah, Vidura. Actually, so what happens is generally in Sanskrit, while speaking, when we speak like, say now if we are addressing, we say, oh mother, or like, say you or something, right? So same way, I think Anga, I have not read anywhere that if it is referring to, means of course it's referring to Vidura, but I don't think it's name of Vidura, but it's like, because it was referring to him, that's why it is mentioned that. Prabhu, you want to add something? That's my, understanding. Yeah. Yeah. So that's like, well, yeah. Yeah. So it's not his name, but the way it is addressed. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay. Grantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande.